Emisión.net.
Hello again and welcome to Letter from England, broadcasting for AC Press and the Spanish Evangelical Alliance. My name is Jonathan Dawson. Oleiros Council in northwest Spain has ordered that Vida Nueva Evangelical Church must close its building, including the chapel and adjoining offices, because, quote, the singing and guitar playing is noisy and creates a disturbance. However, the decision has surprised many of the neighbours who live near the church, who say they've never been disturbed by the church services or other activities. A member of the local council, José Varela, explained to this news agency that the church was not licensed and that they had already been banned from playing live music or using amplified instruments. He says they had been told to stop on 2 occasions, but had ignored the decision. The local police say the building is not soundproofed and that they have received several complaints from local people about the noise. But as we commented, people who live near the church building say that the services have never disturbed them and expressed surprise at the reasons given by the council. As far as they're concerned, the church doesn't cause any annoyance in the locality, and they say the noise was never excessive. One lady who lives actually right above the church building told a local radio station that she was perfectly happy with the situation and had no complaint against the church. Another neighbour pointed out that the congregation only has services on Sundays anyway, and that their singing cheered up those who heard it. Well, one man's song, of course, is another man's nightmare, but Vida Nueva Church, meanwhile, whose congregation numbers around 150, sees the council move as, quote, a clear attack on our freedom to worship. The pastor, Robert Reed, says the council has raised numerous and excessive objections before eventually granting them a license to open, but under the condition that they do not use amplifiers. He says we've received 42 demands from the council telling us to put all kinds of things in. We've done them all, despite considering them excessive. Well, the church meets in a building on an industrial estate, and their legal advisors say they do not need a license to carry out religious activities there anyway. Reed says they are appealing against the decision, and he's also rung the mayor to request a meeting so that the mayor can explain the reasons for closing the church down. So far, the mayor has not replied. And last Sunday, the church met outside the building and held an open-air service in protest at the closure. Reed is due, or rather I should say now was due to meet a member of the council the following week from the closure, which meant at least one Sunday that the building was shut. It's certainly true that evangelical churches sometimes make a noise, of course, rather less disturbing than the Catholic Church's Easter processions, not to mention discos, bars, street drinking and the like. Yet evangelical churches often seem to be the only group upon which the weight of the law falls in these cases. The other aspect of this story is the council's failure to offer or even seek any kind of solution, despite the goodwill shown by the church in attempting and, by all accounts, fulfilling the 42 demands made of them. Furthermore, if most neighbours are happy with the church, which is located, moreover, on an industrial estate and not in the midst of a densely populated part of town, it's hard to see how a few guitars can really be the cause of the problem. Could it actually be a case of the spiritual noise being made by the church that has provoked such opposition? Thank you for listening to Letter from England, broadcasting at acpress.net. Sorry, at emission.net for AC Press. Goodbye.
Emisión.net